A Mississippi Queen. What about an Asheville King?
Where's one of those at?
I don't know. Right here on 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. Rizzo and Jeff, 2 Asheville Kings.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Listen, happy Tuesday, everyone. We got a lot coming up on the show. We're going to talk about awful comedians and comedians.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to talk about, a man fired for calling out his boss.
Well, there's calling out your boss, and then there's
calling out your boss.
There's really calling out your boss. Yeah, that's what this guy did. And when your boss is a woman, this probably isn't the angle you want to go.
And for the early risers, we already have like 20 comments. If you go to the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook page, we're going to have a listener court today. It's going to be high socks versus dad shoes.
Well, you consider them dad shoes.
No,
all right.
They're dad shoes.
All right.
They have...
What?
They have golden embroidered Skechers on the tongue pop up.
Listen, the Skechers are in... Okay.
For who? People who watch The Price is Right?
For anybody that wants to slip their puggies into some comfy walkers. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something, pal. The Skechers are where it's at, and guess what? I don't even have to bend down to tie a shoelace anymore. Okay?
Well, I'll tell you what. All that plus opening audio, we're going to have a little... Listen, I've enjoyed the opening audio double dippy.
Oh, okay.
If you listen at this time, I used to have an audio clip. That's how we would start the show. But then I started doing double dippies with Pat Sajak. And I'm going to keep the double dippy going. Yeah. Takes a little more effort, but I think the effort is worth it in the end.
All right.
We're going to talk a little daytime TV and to dump a homeless or not dump a homeless. That is the question.
Yeah, look, when you just dump off a homeless in places, it's terrible.
It's terrible. It is terrible, but I feel like this was done because they dropped it off at the city manager's office. They dropped the homeless off at the city manager's office.
Yeah.
And they did it, the reasoning that they give is ridiculous.
Yeah, this happened in L.A. and you'll
By
hear
the way,
about
stay
that.
in North Carolina if you're ever considering going to L.A., New York, Chicago, anything like that. Stay right here.
Yeah, this is a big story everybody's talking about, so we'll get into that coming up.
All right, opening audio is next. Jeff's got to adjust his sketchies.
No, I don't. They fit just fine.
Much like the Hop Ice Cream Store and Pop Bubble Tea, we're going to give you a double dip of opening audio this morning on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. It's 105.9 The Mountain. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Yeah, and right there you can get a side order of cheese ball. Jesus. Maybe you should be the one in the dad shoes.
Wait a minute. You didn't think that was endearing?
I thought it was horrendous. Now, Hop Ice Cream, delicious. You not making them very cool at the moment. So
yeah, I didn't add some taste.
No, you did not.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show has long been critics of Whoopi Goldberg. It is nothing personal. We just believe that she might be a Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
See, I don't.
It's not no hate. We love everybody here.
Look, Whoopi has given us some classics, Ghost and Sister Act, and
she used to lay with Ted Danson and put it all down.
And Ted Danson just could never get over their romps. He really loved them on the set.
She romped them.
She did romp them, and then something just happened with the what? It's nothing political. It's just.
Well, here's the thing. So for those of you who listen to this show, you know that Jeff and I work very hard to create a funny, fun escape. Whether you listen at 6 in the morning or 9 in the morning or somewhere in between, it's fun. I feel like the whoopster has really gotten on her political pedestal, and it's just like, no one wants to hear you do that. Just talk. Just talk about some stuff happening, Whoop.
Well, when she goes on The View now, okay? When she goes on The View, she's nothing is, where's the comedic whoop?
That's what the comedic whoop.
Right.
Which now has got me rethinking.
Yeah.
Our later topic, where is the comedic whoop? Where's the zingers?
Maybe
Where's
she was never there.
Well, where's it? Listen, she hosted the Oscars with Billy Crystal.
Okay, that was a long time ago.
But she was a comedic whoop. Now she's a political whoop.
Yeah, she's just a whoop.
She's just a whoop.
Yeah.
You know, what happened to Behar? What happened to the comedic Behar?
First off, Behar was never there.
Behar was a comedian.
Okay, to who?
Leno.
Oh, God.
She opened for Leno at the Comedy Store.
That's even worse.
Well,
he's another one.
He is. Listen, I can't talk bad about Leno since he burned his chin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You All right.
So there was a little surprise on daytime TV yesterday, if you happen to miss it. Daytime television had a surprise guest in the audience of The View.
You never know what's going on here at The View. You know, sometimes you look up and you're like, oh, this is really great. And then you look over and you go, oh, snap. There's Ryan Reynolds.
So I didn't want to taste the back of her hand. So I said, let's go to The View. And so we made a call. I told them, I'm Blake's husband. I'd love to come to The View. Does that get us a little farther? And then here we are.
So at The View yesterday.
Okay, help me out, because I'm lost here with what just happened.
Okay, great.
So walk me through this.
So The View was taping their usual views, whatever they do. And in the audience, Whoopi, to her chagrin,
you never know what's going on here at The View.
She was stunned to see Ryan Reynolds and his mom, as guests at The View.
Who the hell cares? Why do I care that Ryan Reynolds was at The View? What does that have to do?
It's daytime TV news.
So what does that mean? What does that have to do with anything?
It's daytime TV news.
But who cares that he was there with his mother?
It's daytime TV news.
Why?
That's all. It's daytime TV news.
Is this a new segment from you? Daytime TV news, and then that's the best you give me? That Ryan Reynolds and his elderly mother popped up at The View?
Yes, it's daytime TV news.
Okay. All right. Well, it's sucky news. All right. What was that?
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
You're so hopped up to do two stories in one. That's all you could come up with was Ryan Reynolds popped up at The View. Just because you wanted to do what you call it, a double dippy. You're double dippy. That's the best you give us?
Well, you know what? I actually have audio of Johnny eating KitKat ketchup. Okay? So, we could do that later, too, but I wanted to start off a little fun and funny.
Did you? You should have rethought that, because you didn't. Okay?
All right, fine. To dump a homeless or not dump a homeless, okay?
There we go.
All right. Now, the police in Burbank. Now, if you're not familiar, Burbank would be Hendersonville. Okay?
Right.
L.A. would be Asheville. That's about the distance.
Yeah.
Anywho, Burbank police found a homeless man. They dropped him off out front of the city manager of L.A.'s office. Some are saying it's a prank. Some are saying that it's kind of mean. Others are saying, wait a minute. We were just giving him a ride, and he asked for a cup. Oh, Joe, you'll be the one to decide.
Burbank Police Department responding to video showing Burbank officers apparently dumping a homeless man onto a sidewalk in North Hollywood. Michelle, apparently the department has an answer for this.
Watch as a Burbank police cruiser pulls up. Two officers get out, take a barefoot man experiencing homelessness from the back, remove his handcuffs, and then leave him as he crumbles on the sidewalk just steps away from Krikorian's district office in North Hollywood. A statement saying in part, along the way, the individual asked to be let out of the patrol vehicle to get coffee. The officers complied immediately with his request, pulled over, and let the individual out of the patrol vehicle.
Okay, so let me just throw this out there. In what world? Now, I got pulled over 1 week and 1 day ago. 3 Buncombe County sheriffs. Okay? Like I was a drug mule.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
In what world are you in the back of a police car and say, hey, Papito, I need a cup of Joe. And then they say, you know what? I'm going to take you down to Arden, and I'm going to let you out at the coffee store.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah, I don't know if we get the full story of what's going on. Maybe we won't. Do we know if they were trying to help him and he was unruly, or were they used to dealing with him on a regular basis? And,
so initially, this guy was in the hospital for an injury. The police were called because I guess he was being unruly. They bring him in the patrol car, and I guess a discussion was had in the car, of which we don't know. They decided to drive him to Los Angeles from Burbank and drop him off out front of the city planner's office for a cup of Joe.
Okay.
And that's where it stands.
Well, how do I know that his favorite Joe spot wasn't around the block from the city planner's office?
I'm with you. There's got to be Joe near the city planner, right? If you're, I would assume, and excuse me if I'm wrong, I know that Mayor Mannheimer's a listener.
Yeah.
Mayor Mannheimer, there's got to be Joe near Mannheimer's.
Listen,
right?
I've been to downtown L.A., okay?
Me too. It's awful,
it's
actually.
Awful.
It's the worst.
And there's a lot of homeless people in downtown L.A., not saying that that's right or that's wrong or anything, but maybe that's an area that he knows and he's familiar with.
And in fairness, downtown L.A. isn't horrible because of the homeless. Downtown L.A. is horrible because it just stinks.
Right, it's just dirty.
It's hot. It sucks. It's smoggy.
Totally overrated, L.A.
Totally overrated. Yeah. But listen, I don't know where to go here other than to say, in this double dippy, that Whoopi was surprised. I thought it was a big moment in daytime TV. And this homeless dump, I thought was, could have been courteous. I mean, maybe he got a cup of Joe. I mean, what cop do you know would drive you 40 miles to get a cup of Joe?
Yeah. Well, I think it's time we dump this whole thing.
The show or the segment?
The segment itself.
Okay,
there.
Try again?
Yes.
All right.
No sleep till The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One is older and wiser. The other's life fell to pieces and his fiance is out of glue. Yeah, you get what you get. Here's to hoping we made the right decision. Weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m.
Johnny, I love you. You are one of the OG callers and fans of the Rizzo and Jeff Show, like Grandma Emma and a few others. However, yesterday you did something that, I'm just going to say it, grossed me out. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. It is the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, yesterday was one of the biggest stories everybody was talking about. It was all over the internet. It was the ketchup-covered KitKat. Right, Jeff? Yeah,
well, the combination that they're working on to put together is what you just said there. So KitKat is going to basically launch that, a mixture of ketchup and, what would be a regular KitKat.
Yeah.
And you say to yourself, look, there's some combinations of food don't belong together. We believe that's one of them. And Johnny, who calls the show all the time, said, look, after I get done work, I'm going to go home.
I didn't think he was going to do it either, and he sent this at like 10 o'clock at night.
Right. I'm going to go home. I'm going to try this combination. I'm going to let you know how it is when I get home. So
in his AC, and let me tell you something, looking at him, he looks exactly as I pictured him. AC/DC shirt on, sunglasses on, backwards hat, okay? He's got Heinz ketchup, he's got Kit Kats, and he's got buttermilk.
Oh, boy.
Now, that's where it gets a little much for me. So I'm going to play for you real quick before we get to our next topic, his experiment. So this is Johnny. For those of you who listen at this time, you know him. He calls, always has something to say about 26 or whatever we're talking about. But this is what he did yesterday. Ketchup on Kit Kats.
Hey, it's Johnny. Hey, so I told Jeff and Rizzo that I was going to do the KitKat deal with the ketchup, the KitKat bar. So I got the KitKat bar here, and then I got the Heinz ketchup. Shake it up a little. Now I'm going to put some right on this plate.
Oh.
Awesome. There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to break one of the KitKat bars off right here. Okay. Now we're going to give it a taste. Put a little on there. Well, I gotta say, it's got a little tang on the tongue.
Does it?
I mean, it's not like terrible.
Uh-huh.
But It's all right. So, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash it down. I'm gonna wash this down with some buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
So, yeah, this right here is gonna make it all good and better.
I can't believe he did this.
Woo!
Yeah, woo! Okay, I have to tell you something. Buttermilk.
That's
He washed Kit Kats and ketchup down with buttermilk.
thick buttermilk with ketchup and Kit Kats all wrapped into one. Ooh, yummy!
I just, you know what? It's this. You know what? I got to give it to him. He's got all stainless steel appliances.
Does he?
Looks like Johnny's doing okay. What's Johnny do?
Well,
you retired over there, Johnny? You want to throw me some jing? I don't got a car.
By the way, didn't he just tell us yesterday that he was having bowel issues from eating bad fish all weekend, and then he decides to roll up and smash buttermilk?
And Kit Kats? Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks, Johnny.
Call us when you're off the toilet.
Yeah, let us know how you're doing. We're going to talk about the unhappy Chinese next. You know, on this show, we often talk about the Japanese, the Chinese, their way of life. The Japanese have reverence for their elders. The Chinese often ahead of the curve. And such is the case for the Chinese unhappy. They are instituting unhappy leave.
Yeah.
Now, what's unhappy leave? Well, it's a good question. Unhappy leave is when you say, you know what? I'm bummed.
Yeah, look.
I'm feeling bum steer today.
Yeah.
I need a couple of paid weeks off to get myself together. And I actually think it's a good idea, but I don't know.
Well, you know, the concept of it, 1059themountain.com, right there. I did post this up on the Rizzo and Jeff page if you look at it.
Jeff posts everything, by the way. Please visit the website. He works very hard on it.
So basically exactly what you said it is, that they would rather you not come to work if you are unhappy and a miserable, because if you come to work as a miserable, I mean, what good is that going to be for, the morale that is there? Everybody's got their own problems at work. They don't want to hear your problems.
Okay.
Right?
Here's the thing, though. We all, and when I say we all, I'm not speaking about anyone here. I'm saying in general, when I say we, the proverbial we all work with a miserable in the office, right? Everyone knows that one or two people that's always got something, they always have a problem.
And they make those noises as well.
Like the slow motion video. And to me, it's like, I'm sorry you're miserable. Obviously, this isn't the career for you, but you do have a job to do. Like, if I was miserable, would I come in here and would I then take it out on the audience? I mean, there are days that things are hard. Sure. I mean, I just lost my car. I sold my car yesterday, and shout out to Adam, by the way. He's a mechanic. He bought the car, and that I spent $50,000 on for not $50,000.
$50,000. Wow. Wow. Geez, you could have been in a Maserati.
Wow, his credit was bad. It was a tough time. Anyway, and it's just, to me, it's like there's always somebody in the office that's like that. But for you to give them the excuse to not work now puts work on somebody else who then becomes the office miserable.
But listen, we always look. The Chinese are always ahead of things. I talk about that all the time, and for good reason. Okay, and they are step ahead constantly.
The Chinese are ahead in a lot.
So we always, go, oh no, that sounds ridiculous. Oh, we're whining and crying. Maybe they have it figured out right. So who wants somebody, coming in moping, right, and complaining?
You know what? Maybe this all started in Wuhan.
Well, I don't know. I'm not traveling down that road.
Wait. Maybe what happened is maybe there was someone that was unhappy.
Okay.
Right? And they said, let's see if this works.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not heading down Fauci Highway. Okay.
You want to go down the Fauci Highway?
No.
Toot?
No, I don't want to listen to that. Let me take my 10 days of unhappy leave before starting there.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. It's like watching a car drive down the wrong side of the road. You can't look away. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. We'll be right back.
It is the Stone Temple Pilots on 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. And Jeff, Johnny, he tried that KitKat scenario yesterday.
Yeah, KitKats and ketchup, and he seemed to wash it down with buttermilk. Quite a choice, but yeah.
Well, Johnny, buttermilk, KitKats, ketchup, what's up, man? We just played your thing. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it. I was getting ready to go to work, but so I reckon you got it on the Facebook page, huh?
Yep, and we turned it, we got an audio clip out of it, and we put it on the air, and we just were a little stunned at A, how beautiful your kitchen is, B, your AC/DC shirt, and C, that you were chugging buttermilk.
Man, you ain't got to be shocked for what old Johnny made. You know, something like that might happen. You never know, man.
Well,
okay?
Listen, we all have pictures of, like I assume that you would be a guy who has, like, a really nice cabin, but, like, in the middle of, like, nowhere. And, like, I looked and I said, wow, look at those beautiful appliances. Look at those beautiful cabinets. Like, it was beautiful. And I love the AC/DC shirt, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's actually, if you heard the phrase barn dominium, it's actually a barn dominium, okay?
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what it is, buddy. So we enjoy it. That's our forever place, okay, man?
Your humble abode.
It's beautiful. So, Johnny, you tried that. Why buttermilk? That's the only... People were curious about the buttermilk. Why wash it with buttermilk?
So buttermilk is thick enough to where it'll take away anything going down, and it's going to coat your gut to where it's just going to coat that old stuff out there.
So we have a question, because we're going to be talking about, in just a second after we hang up with you, the most, ridiculous ways to get fired, and if you should get fired for calling out your boss. Do you think you should get fired for calling out your boss?
Well, it's kind of like one of them deals. You can call him out, but just don't call him out in front of somebody. You can call him out by... like one-on-one, but don't never call him out in front of somebody.
All right. Well, Johnny, what if the boss was a she and she left a huge log in the toilet that you couldn't flush?
Well, I just go get me some darn bolt cutters and cut it off and take it to her desk and put the lock back.
All right.
Okay.
Good call.
That's a good call. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. Yeah, bolt cutters, I don't know. But, Jeff, that's where we're at. A man was fired for what? Tagging his boss on Instagram? He's a realtor trying to show a house?
Yeah, like we briefly got into it later yesterday, but this story is just taking off everywhere. So a guy was a realtor. Yeah. And, and to all our realtor friends that listen out there, feel free to join in if you want to discuss this with us. But the house became his listing, and he was excited to list his house. It was the biggest listing that he ever had. And he found out from some channels that, as he was going into a bathroom there, he found out that the last person was in there that was using that bathroom was his boss. It was a female. Well, as he goes into the bathroom, and he's going to show this, he looks down in the toilet. Mind you, there's no plumbing, so there's no water or anything like that. And he looks down, and right in there is the log of all logs that she left. And I'm going to tell you, it was a birth. I would say a football.
Well, he called a football. You say, how did that come out of a person? You thought you were watching My 600-Pound Life.
He tagged her on Instagram and lost his job because of it.
So here's the audio. Should he have lost his job, though? I mean, if you're going to do something so callous, I mean, you know that guy's going to have to clean it up, at least clean up after yourself.
Imagine if he's showing the house to a fan that loves it. They love it, and they go, we think we're going to do this. And he goes, let me finally show you just the guest bathroom. And then you go in the guest bathroom, and kaboom, there it is, the A-bomb.
I want you to think about this as we listen to the audio. Would a log in a bathroom deter you from buying the house if it was your dream home? Okay, 828-240-1059. Hey, listen, maybe you're a realtor. We got tickets to Hop Ice Cream Shop and Pop Bubble Tea, $50 gift certificates all week long for joining the show on Facebook, text, or giving us a call.
We have an open house, and we have a very big client that has a huge home. My boss gave me the listing, and we were supposed to prepare everything for the open house. This house has a little casita, right? That is for the housekeeper. That is the only thing that we were not going to show because we have a problem in her bathroom. What happened in that bathroom, the toilet was leaking. I wrapped the toilet with blue tape, you know, the one for painting, and he said out of service. And then by 6, I'm out of my pamphlets. So I tell Ricardo, I'm going to run to the little closet to get more. But by the time that I get there, I can't open the bathroom door. It looks like someone is inside the bathroom. We were able to force the lock, and then we open. And then when we open the door, we can't believe the smell.
So he opens the door, she rips off the tape, and there is a log. Literally, I want you to think of Tom Brady's throwing a football like that. Like it would
what
have to be.
What does that mean?
I want
it's
you
just
to
the size of a football, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why is Tom Brady involved in this?
Well, you know, think about Tom Brady throwing. I mean, Deflategate, even a deflated football. That's a big chunk. Right? Should this guy have been fired?
No.
Because he tagged his boss?
No. She should have just apologized for being such a monster and leaving that in there.
Should she have cleaned it up? Yes. Should he have gotten fired? You know what, dude? Listen, your boss is your boss. There is a little bit of respect. This was a listing where he would have made, you know, $150,000 in commission. I feel like $150,000, put on some gloves, put it in a bucket. Should he have gotten fired? Look, man, where's that respect line?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to make an Instagram video. Maybe if he did it in private, that'd be one thing, but you made it public, and now it's all over the world.
It should be public. She should apologize for being such a beast. Okay?
A beast?
When you leave something like that, this wasn't just something. This is a once in a blue moon situation.
This was a Roseanne Barr special.
I don't even know if it was that. This was beastly. Okay, it was beastly.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, and we have on the phone. Hello, who do we have?
Hello, this is Barney.
Barney, what's up, man?
Hey guys, I'm listening to you on the Instagram video. The realtor that lost $150K.
Yeah.
For tagging his boss.
Yep.
Hey man, for $150, that's so stupid. The guy was an idiot. For $150K, I would have ate that log.
Yeah.
I swear, I would have ate it.
You know what, man? I you're not wrong. I will say this, for $100K, I would have ate the log because it was big. I don't know if have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but, you know, growing up, when I didn't want to eat green beans because I hated the taste of them as a kid, my parents would just have me hold my nose closed, and I wouldn't taste it. So I would have held my nose. I would have eat the whole thing.
150. Listen, $150,000 is life-changing money. I mean, that could help. So, I mean, listen, I just lost my car. I could use a new car. I just don't know. I mean, if you saw it, it really was. Honestly, yes. like think about an NFL football. Like
this was like a Patriot missile, man.
It was like it was huge.
All right,
you know.
All right, man. I'm telling you.
So what I couldn't eat, I would have shoved in my pockets, man.
Wow! You would have ate it, pocketed anything for that $150,000, huh?
Yeah. I'd have had it between my teeth.
Whoa!
Wow. What an economy!
Barney.
What an economy we have these days, Barney. Huh?
Barney, you better get out and vote, Barney, if that's where you're at.
Right,
do me a favor, hang on for just 1 second. The JNN is up next. Don't go anywhere. It is the Rizzo and Jeff Show right here on 105.9 The Mountain. The Jeff News Network right here on 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. And, Jeff, who do we have on the phone?
Well, Johnny was just checking back in.
Oh, he wanted to check back in. Yeah. Oh, we have news to get to. Doesn't he understand the importance of the JNN?
He has to know that. We're all sponsored up here.
We're sponsored up here. Johnny, we got news happening. What's going on here?
Yeah, let me give you some news, okay? The traffic is great right now. It's beautiful. But let me tell you, when you were talking about the the toilet deal with the log, I thought you said lock, okay, but log. But let me tell you what I would have done with that old gal. You know, they'd left that big log. I'd probably gave her a dang trophy. She'd left a big log, because that's pretty awesome. But listen, I got a quick story for you. Here you go. So one time I was getting ready to take this old boy to the airport. He had to swing by his apartment over yonder in Arden. Swung by there, but I had to go. You know what I mean? I had to go before I took him.
For
so
sure.
I went in yonder, and I went. Well, you know, I didn't care much for the old boy a whole lot. He was all right, but, you know, he was one of those. But anyway, so we was kind of in a hurry. So just put it this way. When he got back from his trip about a week or 2 weeks later, when he went in yonder in his apartment, there was something left for him in there.
Oh, John!
You left it in there?
What a courteous what a courteous taxi
No
driver you are, huh?
You broke into the JNN to tell us you logged a friend?
Oh, yeah, man. I laid one out. He wasn't a friend anyway, but I laid one out.
Wow.
And then, I don't know if he even knew it was me or not. But anyway, it was a good one.
Well, hopefully he's not a listener.
Yeah.
If he's a listener to the show, he knows now.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think he is. I think he went back up north, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Then log away if he's going back up there.
Well,
it's terrible.
Well, John.
Anyway, hey, I appreciate it. And
no, we do.
26 is clear.
Oh,
26 is clear.
Wow,
All
Jeff
right.
might not have to do traffic, and I hope you rocked out to Money Talks, okay?
Oh, yeah, man. I was wide open. Them people I was passing, they probably thought I had some kind of fit or DTs or something. I don't know, man, you know.
All right. Well, thank you for letting
Johnny,
us know
thanks.
about the log story, John. We have to get to the news, okay, buddy?
Okay, have a good one.
Hey,
Nice.
you too. All right. So,
All right.
you know what? Listen, that was worth, pushing the news back a minute. The JNN brought to you by our good friends at Train Heating and Cooling.
What timing?
Oh, my God. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to find a local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train. Oh, my God.
Time for the world famous, never imitated, never duplicated, and barely making it. The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
I feel like, Rizzo, it's every week we're talking about some situation that happened on a plane, with a plane, any kind of scenario with a plane. And this situation happened again. Pilots were forced to land a plane blind after a hailstorm smashed windows and even ripped off the nose of the airplane. Okay,
like the nose,
the nose,
front
the
nose,
front nose is gone. Just looking at it. So going through the storm, and you've seen a bunch of these stories about these hailstorms, which have looked pretty vicious in certain parts of the country, and the weather's been very bizarre. But they said it felt like it had gone over 30 speed bumps in a row as it was going through the air. Just ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. As it was being pelted. At around 18,000 feet, the hailstone smashed the cockpit windows, ripped off the plane's nose.
That's unbelievable. Just because of hail. How big was the hail?
Well, you've seen some of these hail, have gotten really big and really crazy. But the fact that they were able to land the plane completely blind, and those things can help you with that these days to do it on your own. And it wasn't, they said, until like a lot of the people exited the plane, and when they got off and they took a real good look at it, it just looked like it was battered, like it had been through a war or something. It looked pretty horrendous. So
that is, and you know what? Listen, we don't give enough credits to pilots. I mean, not everyone's Captain Sully Sullenberger, but you got to be close to a Sullenberger for that to happen.
Yeah, that was a one-shot deal with Sully in that one.
That's just unbelievable. I'm saying everyone's okay.
Everybody was fine. Yeah, they got off and everybody was okay, luckily. So, just flying's scary.
Yeah,
these days.
Know, it is. Yeah. And you know what? Don't leave a log. All right?
People probably left plenty after that flight.
The most trusted source for useless information.
Who is your source? I need to know your source.
The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
So this past Thursday, there was a woman that had gone missing, and they couldn't find her. They didn't know where she was at, so the search had been on.
That's what missing means,
right? So the woman had gone out for her usual walk, and then she had just gone missing. Well, as people went on a search, this was actually in Indonesia. As they went on a search to find the woman. Mm-hmm. They came across a huge dead python, a huge dead snake, okay?
Okay.
And as they started to look at it, and they're looking at it, they're staring at it, they're like, you know what? That stomach looks a little big on that. Like something would be in there. What could it be? What could it be?
Oh, no.
It was the mother. Mother of four.
The mother of four?
So she was eaten alive by this massive snake, they say. As she was just taking her usual walk that she does, that's what happened to her. It slithered up to her, sank its teeth into her leg before wrapping itself around her body and strangling the life out of her. And then wound up swallowing her whole. So the 20-foot python, they saw the stomach that was protruding, and what we do. It's on video. All right, it's up to you.
Which is insane. For me, not my thing.
Yeah,
not my thing. It's just that's too much. I don't like snakes as it is.
Wasn't it that old website? What was it, like Ogrish? And people used to watch all kinds of crazy stuff on there.
E-Bombs World.
Well, there's that too. But like to think that is a way that you go. I mean, that has just got to be one of the most horrendous ways to just die. I mean, you could think of many.
Is she done for? I mean, was
done?
She? Well, I mean, if
he ate her.
He ate her, but can't you cut like yourself out or somebody out?
He strangled her to death. So she was strangled, and then he swallowed.
Oh, okay. So she was dead as he.
As he ate her.
Yes,
as he ate her.
Okay.
Dead, as he ate her. Okay.
All right, sorry
usually
about that. I thought she was around still.
No, it's usually what goes on with the whole snake killing you thing.
Snake killing
Strangle first.
Strangle first, ask questions later.
Yeah, you got it.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
It's time for wait, no, it's not really. I mean, who would?
Can you put the news back on?
The JNN.
This is the news.
The Jeff News Network. A wealth of useful and mostly useless information.
So a server at a restaurant in Charlotte lost her job over a very bizarre particular thing, okay?
Okay.
So she, what she did was she took a TikTok video that wound up going viral at a restaurant she was working at over Memorial Day weekend of a man who by himself was sitting there having lunch, but he wasn't alone. And when I say by himself, it's not like there was another human sitting with him. He was having lunch with a blow-up doll.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
You mean like he took her out for a date and everything?
Listen, she was in a little black dress. So he's sitting there at the lunch table, with the blow-up doll. She, the server, takes a video, on TikTok, which everybody does these days. You see something like that. I'm sorry. It's very difficult to not be able to take it. It was a 16-second video. This was at the RH Rooftop Restaurant, and it was a very nice restaurant in Charlotte. And the guy comes through the door. He comes with the blow-up doll. And,
was she clothed, or was she?
Yeah, no, the blow-up doll was clothed.
Oh, yes, well then, who cares?
Set it down. She takes the video of it, and I guess the reason that they kind of let her go, well, twofold.
Yeah.
One, she wrote something about it being a tough date, so maybe the guy was going through something mentally. One. Two, I guess they got her on the fact that she's not supposed to be using social media while she's working and doing the job and all kinds of things.
Yeah, so. I get it. I mean, look, I'd be the first to admit if somebody came into the station with a blow-up doll, I'd take a picture.
You have to.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you take a picture? Wouldn't you, put it on social?
Right. So people were implying that this was something like a punishment that he finally had to follow through with because he lost his fantasy football league or something of that nature, whatever it might have been. But she wound up losing her job over that just because, she took the TikTok video. So,
yeah. Well, here's the thing. You bring a blow up to work, my work. I'm taking a pic. As a matter of fact, I might even make a video.
I'm taking a pic with it.
Yeah, me too.
All right?
Me too. I'm giving it a kiss.
Yeah, okay. And other things.
1059 The Mountain and Rizzo and Jeff hate paying for stuff, don't you? Everything is a subscription this or fee that. Heck, they even have kitchen fees now. Just a friendly reminder that your local neighborhood radio station is always free. We tried to sell the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Nobody bought it, so they're free too. Always local.
Oh, North Carolina, you're a special bunch. It's 1059 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. Overrated comedians. Who do you think is the most overrated comedian? Who does somebody think sucks that everyone else thinks is funny?
Yeah.
The reason we're talking about this is because George Lopez, you may know him, you may not. George Lopez had a television program. Didn't do too hot, but it aired on ABC for like 3 seasons.
Good evening, ladies. Hey, the bench called it. Mrs. Your...
So it's just one of these things where he does his little jokes and he's like, "Good evening, ladies. The bench called it Miss Your Lady Parts." It's just, he wasn't funny. He was a comedian. He just never was funny to me.
He was very niche for people, George Lopez, and I never really got it. It's not like he did much for me. It's not like I would waste hard-earned money.
Yeah.
If somebody said to me, "Hey, Jeff, did you hear? Yeah, what's that? Lopez on his way to the orange peel."
He couldn't sell the orange peel.
I know, but I'd be like, nah, maybe next time.
828-240-1059. Text us on the Mountain text line. Give us a call, Mountain Talking text line, or shoot us a message or comment on Facebook about who you find to be the most unfunny comedian. It all stems from George Lopez because George Lopez walked off a stage last night in a harumph.
For anxiety, people can go to the doctor and write you a prescription.
Get a prescription.
He's telling a joke about weed. He's getting angry.
Are we going to be able to let me do the show? Should I just cut it right now?
So now they're yelling at him again. Here we go.
I'm the one working. So, listen. Wait to come back over here, man. Come on, please. Just watch the show. That's all you have to do. Just relax, man. Be serious.
And he drops the microphone and walks off of stage.
Right. Like, it's not the first time that maybe
you've been heckled.
You've been heckled on stage or anything like that. It's like, come on. Really? So they had to refund everybody. He was at a casino, and everybody had to be refunded.
He said, their camp said, it didn't provide a friendly environment for George. Oh, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah, George. I mean,
shut up.
Comedians doesn't that come with the gig, getting heckled and stuff, or what? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, but then again, that's like, for example, as people who do a radio show, you're going to have people who love you.
Right. People
who hate you. I can't go around and heckle and cry every time someone says, we suck.
Right.
All right? Now, I'll tell you what. It got us thinking, though. It got the wheels turning, okay? Who are just really unfunny people, like George Lopez? For me, there's a few that come to mind.
Okay.
I'm going to throw it back to the DL. The DL Hughley.
And white folk, I'm tired of y'all. We're going to help y'all out. If you know anybody who lives in a hurricane area, in a trailer park, let them know that if your house is on wheels and the hurricane is coming, drive off. Drive off.
Yeah, boy, that was really funny.
Good. That's good.
That was good. That was good stuff.
Easy to do when a hurricane's quickly approaching, just to pick up your whole house and leave. I get it. That's funny.
Now, this is one that you wanted on the list. This is somebody who I agree with you is a suck dry, the least funny of the four. You have a real dislike and disdain for Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, well, of the whole group there of that, Ron White, I like.
Comedians.
Larry, the cable guy, I enjoy. I like Ron White. I love Ron White.
Tater salad.
Tater salad's the best. the guy that launched it all off was probably the stinkiest of the bunch.
And he had his own show.
I know.
That's the worst part about it. Jeff Foxworthy, when he's like, this is like his big end-all joke, right? This is supposed to be the funniest joke of the set.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to maybe tell you a little bit about my life real quickly. I am the proud father of 2 little girls. Their ages are 7 and 9.
Okay.
I live next door to my brother. He has 3 children. They are all girls. Their ages are 5, 7, and 9. My mother has 9 grandchildren. They are all girls. The oldest one is 11 years old. I live in the estrogen ocean, in the middle of the naked Barbie Woodstock. Naked Barbies as far as the eye can see.
He is
wow.
brutal.
That was rough.
He is
rough.
brutal.
I know. Nice man. Nice man.
He is nice.
But of the bunch, he's, I got to tell you. Yeah.
You might take a little umbrage with this next one. Great game show host, great television personality. On the radio, makes a whole heck of a lot more money than we do.
Then you can't say,
That's very true. But the Winifred, Stephen Winifred Harvey, it just, I never got him on stand-up.
Really?
I never got the Steve Harvey stand-up.
Really?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. It's just, to me, it was an unfunny comedian.
I've been going to church all my life. I know something about it now. And it's just some things I wish they stopped doing up at the church. For those of you that's got them bad kids, I'm talking about the ones that you can't do nothing with at your house. Stop bringing them kids to church.
I mean, it's okay.
I like Harvey.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't mind Harvey.
I have one more, then we got to take a break.
Okay.
And then I would love, because I'll say this, the unfunniest of them all is a North Carolina native. I'll give you that hint. Which is funny that people from North Carolina voted somebody from their home state the unfunniest comedian.
Well, they know the best.
Well, but I don't think that, let's see, there might be one that you guys can guess because this person was a moment in time. That's all I'll say. The last one I will give you on the least funny comedian list, according to North Carolinians, because George Lopez walked off stage, is the Poundstone.
Well, what's your $1 million in debt? It's like, well, who's kidding who here? Does anybody that loans to me really expect to get it back? The kids will say to me, can we go to Disneyland? I say, I don't see why not.
You're talking about being in debt.
Yeah. Paula Poundstone's a rough go.
Paula's a rough go.
Yeah.
She's up there with Wanda for me.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just can't. The shoulder pads, very 90s.
Yeah, no, I get it. She's still rocking the shoulder pads. Yeah.
And that's how it's 2024.
Yeah.
So listen, we're going to take a break. 828-240-1059. Is there a comedian that you find to be completely unfunny or overrated? The number one list, according to people from North Carolina, is a North Carolina comedian. We have $50 gift certificates to the Hop Ice Cream and Pop Bubble Tea Shop all week long. So text us, give us a call, shoot us a message on Facebook, and we will reveal the 4 funniest uncomedians, according to which I agree with, North Carolinians. And I will say this particular one, what was it, a 2-year span that this particular person was like super big doing, and then it's just like this person just disappeared out of nowhere.
And I just never, ever got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So that's where we stand here. Unfunny comedians, George Lopez level, Paula Poundstone, Wanda Sykes.
Wow, what a lineup!
We understand that new things lose their shine after a while. Good news, Rizzo and Jeff never had any polish to lose, so we're ahead of the game there. And 105.9 The Mountain is and always will be free. So enjoy some more of your favorite rock tunes and some unpolished guys who just tried. Give them a break, huh?
The unfunniest comedians of all time, according to North Carolinians. It all started with George Lopez. He walked off stage, and Jeff and I thought, who are some unfunny comedians? And then we came across this interesting article about how North Carolinians have some strong comedic opinions. If you're just tuning in, some of the people not only include George Lopez, but they include D.L. Hughley, Jeff Foxworthy, Steve Harvey, and we ended with Paula Poundstone. That's because the final four are absolutely atrocious. We have Listener Court coming up. So without any further ado, I just would like to get to them. There was a couple good texts that came in. What are some that came in? There was one that I totally disagree with.
Yeah, right to the 105.9 The Mountain talk text line. Some that came in. Bob Saget came in.
Yeah,
all right. But you know what? He would get a little raunchy. This one, not surprised because you've heard some of this. Jerry Seinfeld, so overrated. Some people were texting in. We got some other names here. Jeff Garland, if you watch Curb.
Oh, right? He is. All he does is yell the same thing Larry David does back at him.
Just some other ones. One here, I don't want to give it away yet because they text in, is completely on the list as well. So you'll hear that. And I totally agree with this one. For like a 2-year span, this dude, he had it, and I don't get it.
Yeah, well, that brings us to him. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 3.
I'm the first to admit it. Sometimes you say those things, and you feel a little bit bad after. You walk away, and you're like, I shouldn't have lied. No. And then you think, you know what, I'm not going to lie so much anymore. But we've all been in that situation where we say things that we regret. We've all got the regrets. From time to time, something slips out, and you stop and you go, why would my brain even go there? Why would I even present that as an option?
He's in a stadium.
Let me give you an example of this. I was staying with my buddy recently. I was staying with my buddy Matt. Matt invited me over. He's like, dude, you should crash on my futon. We'll have a good time. Be like old times, man. I was like, Matt! That's what you do. Guys, we just say each other's names. Matty!
Boy, that was tough. He was atrocious. Atrocious.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook was bad.
That was brutal. He had about 2 years in his...
And he was in all these movies and all that stuff. And then I'm so glad he disappeared.
And then just gone. In like a day, it was just over for him. Yeah.
I think people got hit. Yeah. Number 2, I agree with this. He's an older comedian. You might recognize him. Maybe you could explain why he was funny. I don't get what's funny about smashing watermelons and fruit pies.
Yeah.
Well, first, you get out an ordinary apple or two. You place the apple between, pat in the pan. Then what do you do, gang? It's simple. You reach for the tool. There is not a slice. There is not a dice. There is not a chopper and a hopper. What in the hell can it possibly be? It is sledge-o-matic.
The sledge-o-matic.
What is it?
Yeah, the sledge-o-matic. Yeah, that was a real compelling stuff.
Gallagher, yes.
And number 1, North Carolina's least funny comedian. He's from here.
It could be the least funny in the world, actually.
He's the ginger.
Yeah.
I don't know how he made it.
Yeah.
Curly hair, ginger. Tried to take the roids. Didn't really work out for him. You know him colloquially as North Carolina's own, and I'm sorry to say that. Carrot Top.
Wow. I come from North Carolina, though. If I was caught wearing a dress, I'd be killed. So I made this. It's an invention. You just pull these things down like that, and you have pants. See? This is so dogs won't sniff your... Well, anyway, I didn't think you had the point there. Get down, boy. Get down. Get down. No, all right, one time. Okay, hold on. Here's a baseball bat for replacement players so they'll get a hit. Come on now, hit the ball. Come on, hit the ball. Okay.
They're trying to play him
This
off,
is
and
pretty
he
funny,
keeps
too.
going.
It's a little sand pail for redneck kids so they can make mobile homes at the beach. Come on now. Look, a double wide. Mama, look. How about a seat? How about a toilet seat? I'm getting excited here. With a seatbelt when you eat a Taco Bell. Okay, we're in for a rough one. Here we go.
He has got to be the worst comedian in the history of comedians.
Yeah.
He is so bad.
If there is a list of people that are from North Carolina that need to be disowned, guess who tops it? Carrot Top.
Yeah.
We get it. We're new. So it's time for you to sound off on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Let us have it. What do you want to say to us? What do we need to know? Call now. 240-1059. Coming up.
Socks all the way up to your knees or dad shoes. If you go to the 1059 The Mountain Facebook, you'll see a picture of what I'm wearing today, what Jeff is wearing today. And this was all spurned by somebody who decided to come up to me in a grocery store yesterday and let me know how they felt about my appearance.
It's time for Listener Court. Kind of like Kramer and Kramer, but not as good. Or educated, or without real lawyers. Okay, it's just Rizzo and Jeff, and they're kind of upset about something and need your help. Listener Court begins now. Court is in session on 1059 The Mountain.
Do I wear knee-high socks with shorts? You're darn right I do. Am I proud to do it? You're darn right I am. Was I hurt when somebody came up to me yesterday, pointed out that it was not only unfashionable, but quite a fashion faux pas? I believe the word was immature for wearing cartoon character socks. I contend that the high sock is back in style. I contend that the socks with different designs, cartoon characters, socks that are unique, socks that make you stand out, they're an extension of your personality, are not only cool, but they are the in thing right now. I also contend that if you look at the 1059 The Mountain Facebook page in the comments, that you will see that Jeff himself, who had something to say about my socks, wears himself a good old pair of dad shoes. What are dad shoes? Well, they're Skechers. Problem is, they're for pup-ups. And I say, how dare you condemn me and my socks, the way I wear, the way I look. Yes, my socks come up to my knees. Yes, I am wearing shorts, but how dare you? It's a fashion thing. With you, you just want comfort. You just want to wear Skechers slip-ons. So I find it very ironic that you would judge me for, wearing these socks when you yourself, if you look at that those pictures on the Facebook, which I suggest you do during this song coming up in a minute, you would stand with me as I go 9-0, or at least attempt to go 9-0 in Listener Court, and say that high socks to your knees and shorts are cool. They're in. But dad shoes, they are not. They are grandfather shoes. You look like you're 60. It looks like you should be at home watching the Game Show Network just like you do, peeping out of your window just like you do. And yes, that's right. These are statement. Dad shoes are lazy.
Okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the crux of Listener Court. Think about it, okay? Think about it. Socks, high socks and shorts, or dad shoes? Which is...
It's up to you. Don your best black robes and call us. You are the judge and jury. 828-240-1059. Who do you think is right? Who will win? Next on 105. It's time for part 2 of Listener Court. You heard one side, now it's time for the other. And then you will decide who gets punished this week. Listener Court continues now.
All right, what is a worse fashion statement? Wearing shorts with socks to your knees with cartoon characters on them, or, which Rizzo does, or,
I do,
or walking around in complete and utter comfort every single day. And that's what I do in my Skechers slip-ons. Now, Rizzo has maligned me several times for me slipping into Skechers. What he needs to understand is Skechers, and for all my folks out there that wear them, please explain to him, they are not the cheapest shoe to purchase these days, all right? They kind of have the market cornered for folks like me. But do you understand what it's like to be able to not have to, when you're at a rush, okay, to slip right into those shoes and just get moving? It's the greatest creation that has ever been made. And you would think, man, you have a problem, you got to get the shoehorn, all that kind of stuff. Those days are over for me, okay?
The day of the shoehorn?
The shoehorn is finished. It's done. It's not an issue anymore. And for anybody that has these Skechers slip-ons, I think that they could explain to you, Rizzo, the comfort. You seem to think that the look is not cool. Some of us can't afford $300 Yeezys to walk around, all right? I'm not in my 20s, okay? So for me in my 40s now, I'm not looking to make a fashion statement to anybody. I'm looking to walk around. I'm looking to feel comfortable, all right? I'm looking for a little pep in my step, okay? And I'm looking to get moving in the morning at 3:30 to slip into these shoes and feel good. And I think that the Skechers is a much maligned shoe. The Skechers is back. It's cooler than you give it credit for. And it's a lot cooler than walking around with shorts and socks up to your knees. Do you have circulation issues? Is there a flood happening that I don't know about? I'm not sure, but I could tell you, if I needed to move somewhere in a comfortable manner, I'm able to do it in my Skechers. So I beg on and I ask for all my Skechers-wearing folks out there, and I know you're there, and don't be ashamed.
How about any dad shoe wearing? New Balance, because they all are just awful. And the fact that you judge me for my socks, which are cool on the 105.9 the Mountain Facebook, is upsetting.
I ask you, what is a worse fashion statement? You decide. 828-240-1059. Is it socks to your knees, or is it slipping into some dad shoes?
Now listen,
nothing like comfort.
I'd like to go 9-0. I am the one who could ultimately decide to give you a $50 gift certificate to Hop Ice Cream and Pop Bubble Tea. I could. Maybe you want to agree with me. I'm not saying it's a bribe. I'm just saying that you of all I'm just saying that you of all people who wear dad shoes, and it's not just the Skechers. The Skechers are your problem, but it's the dad shoes that really are the problem. And I think that the fashion statement of wearing fashion socks to my knees is way less. It's cooler. I'm younger. I'm hip than wearing the shoes that you're wearing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I feel comfortable every day, my friend. Slip in and get moving.
828-240-1059. Your calls are next. I'm going 9-0, baby. I can feel it.
Haven't you always wanted to pass judgment on these guys publicly? We get it. Us too. Now's your chance. Time to do your best night court impression. Call Rizzo and Jeff now. 828-240-1059. Your judgment next.
If you are just tuning in, we have people on the phones. We will get to them in just 1 second, but we are in the middle of Listener Court, and if you head over to the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook page, you will see a pair of socks, a very fashionable, expensive, nice pair of socks with, yes, shorts. Yes, they're knee-high socks. You'll also see a pair of old man shoes.
Well, first off, they're not old man shoes. Skechers don't need to be old man shoes.
Well, okay. You will see a pair of dad shoes. How's that? Dad shoes? And we're trying to figure out which is worse for Listener Court. And we've got a lot of texts of people on the phone. What is the general consensus of the text? Because people seem to support my socks on Facebook.
Yeah.
What do we got on the text line before we get to, I guess, what do we have? Brian and Charlie on the phone.
Yeah, and that's the question. What's worse, Rizzo's high socks to his knees or my, what he claims to be dad shoes, Skechers? Some of the texts that are coming in, sketch me. Okay, we got to sketch me. Somebody said dad shoes are the best. Yes. We got cowboy boots and shorts are the worst, by the way, somebody said.
Cowboy boots and shorts? Yeah, I guess.
So, it's different all over as we're getting it in, and we're trying to decide who wins Listener Court today. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have people who've been patiently waiting on the phone, so let's get to them. Let's start off with Charlie. Charlie, my good man, good morning.
Socks. Why would you wear shirts and wear socks up to your knees?
Well,
that's right, Charlie.
Because it's a fashion sock, Charlie. So if you look at the Facebook, you'll see that they are, of South Park. It's of different cartoon characters. They're fashion socks.
Well, not my fashion, because there's no sense of wearing shorts. And lazy shoes, what's wrong with walking around with socks and no shoes?
I agree, Charlie. You know what?
I'm lazy.
Charlie, you're telling me you don't see that knee-high socks with shorts, if fashionable socks, are a good idea?
Nope, they ain't to me. Ain't no way sense of wearing shorts.
Well, I got to tell you, Charlie, I'm a little disappointed. I appreciate you weighing in here this morning. While I do disagree with you, most of the comments seem to be favoring me on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook. A few texts have come in also, and they have said that, you know what, the socks, they're fashionable. But when you put on that dad shoe, when you put on that New Balance, that Skechers, Jeff, you become elderly.
Guess what? There's nothing wrong with being elderly. I don't know why you're passing judgment on the elders, okay? Guess what? There's some fashionable elders out there. It's all right. You're comfortable. You feel good.
Well,
that's all that matters.
Listen, I got 2 votes for me. All I need is one more to call it 9-0. Come on. Who's with me? High socks and shorts. Come with me now. Sing it. 828-240-1059. I know you love the high socks. Got Sean on the phone. Sean, what do you think here? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing well. So, how you feeling about this sock shoe discussion here?
Yeah, what's worse?
I'd have to go with the dad shoe.
Ooh.
I wear my military green long socks all the time.
Okay.
My fiance will tell you that.
Okay, so you stand for high socks, but when it comes,
I stand for high socks all day long.
Look at that.
All right.
He stands for high socks.
All right, Sean.
I love it, Sean. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the vote. I appreciate it. Look at that. We have 2 votes. So we have a vote for Jeff. We have a vote for me. We have votes coming in on the text line. Who's going to win Listener Court this week?
Haven't you always wanted to pass judgment on these guys publicly? We get it. Us too. Now's your chance. Time to do your best night court impression. Call Rizzo and Jeff now. 828-240-1059. Your judgment next.
Next vote wins it. 828-240-1059. I got a feeling I'm going to be 9-0.
Yeah.
All right, we have to move on here. We take all kinds of votes, calls, texts, Facebook. We have someone on the phone, a few texts. But, Jeff, I think I want to do something different.
Don't make me read this.
Wait a minute. No, listen. I don't want to take, because I know who's on the phone, and I know that they're going to...
you can't rig.
So...
You can't rig this.
I'm not rigging. I'm saying I think we should be honest, and I think that maybe we let somebody on the Facebook be the deciding factor.
What? The 105.9 the Mountain Facebook, and...
she said, please let me be the final vote. Okay.
She writes to us all the time on the Facebook. And I initially didn't read it fully through, and I should have, and I had said this, and then when I came back and looked at it a second time, I said, whoops, this was my mistake. And as the person on the phone just realized that it's over, and they're leaving, Judy wrote in for the final vote in Listener Court.
To dad shoe, what is worse, Judy, to dad shoe or to high sock and shorts?
And this Judy wrote in, and this is probably somebody we talked about. We talked about it yesterday. That sings to her plants.
Oh,
okay.
Boy, yeah.
Judy wrote in, "I'm all for wear what you like. Who cares what other people think? You might be a trendsetter." That's what Judy wrote.
Oh, wow.
And this was my fault. All right, somebody could have came on, but I said, you know what? We get so many people that write to us on the Facebook, and she wrote, "Let me be the final vote." I didn't look at it at first. I just brought it when I saw it. I really kind of put a dad shoe in my own butt there.
You put a dad shoe in your own butt. Well, there I go. 9-0.
Another ruling and lesson in the books, and still they learned nothing. We'll just have to try again next week. Listener Court, every Tuesday at 8 a.m. on 105.9 The Mountain.
Who cares about ranch dressing? Does it matter? Honestly, seriously. All right, grow up. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. People are freaking out, Jeff, because Burger King apparently changed their old ranch recipe, and it's like, who cares, man? It's a topping.
Like, no, it's not.
It is. It's
Rizzo,
a topping.
Rizzo, it's not. It's not.
Do you order a ranch sandwich?
I don't order a ranch sandwich, but a little dabble do you. And, when you go to a fast food place, sometimes the meal is not complete without the proper dressing. It just goes with everything. And we were talking about this, like, which one do you love the most and you can't do without? We talked, you brought up the Horsey sauce from Arby's, right?
Well, Baby Hands is big on the Horsey sauce, but the Arby's sauce. She actually buys it and puts it on other stuff.
Well, right now, 5 sandwiches for $5 at Arby's. Okay?
I know.
All right, and you could Horsey away.
Yeah.
The one for me, and it's so funny that we had the mayor on, and we talked to her about when you go to the White House, they have Chick-Fil-A. Right. I need the Chick-fil-A sauce every time I go.
Why? What's in it?
I don't know. I think it's like a mix of barbecue and something else.
Is it tangy? Is it sweet?
Yeah,
I don't eat that stuff.
It's a little bit of all that wrapped into one. And the Chick-fil-A sauce is just about everything. What is it? The sauce is, right. So I'm trying to read what it is.
If I go get something to eat, if it's not good enough to eat as a meal, I don't need to dip it. So if you need
smoky, tangy, and you throw that puppy on, I have to have it every time I go to Chick-fil-A. I have to. Okay.
So you need Chick-fil-A sauce.
I need it. And I don't put too much on. Just enough. Like I said, a dabble do ya, just enough. And then I could dip the waffle fries in it, and I'm clean. You give me a sweet tea. Whew.
Why do you need to dip if the food is quality?
Because it just goes with the whole experience, okay?
Of dipping? Now,
yes.
Listen, there is one thing I dip. I dip every single solitary thing in yellow mustard.
Right, you're not
From fries to pretzels to burgers to chips, you name it, I dip it. Pizza crust, yellow mustard.
Now, let me tell you a secret one, completely underrated, nobody knows about, all right? And it depends on if you eat at Popeyes a lot. Popeyes Blackened ranch sauce, and let me tell you, what a combo that is!
Wait, it's Blackened?
It's called Blackened ranch sauce. Yeah.
So what is it, like spicy ranch?
Yeah, it's just like a mix of all that. Like a blackened chicken type of thing. But you get right, yes.
But what's the big deal about the ranch? The reason we're talking about this, if you're just tuning in, is because Burger King is getting a lot of flack for changing their ranch recipe, but the point is that if the food is good enough no matter where you go, right? These local restaurants, we're in a foodie town. You mean to tell me that we have to have dipping sauces at all these?
You don't like a lot of the sauce. You're not a sauce guy.
I don't sauce. Taco Bell, do you need 600 hot sauces?
I have a whole drawer full of them.
Yeah, so do I, but it's not big. But I just don't understand if you have to douse your food in that much sauce, then what would be the point of eating there? Would you not rather eat somewhere where you didn't have to do that?
It's not like I'm going to Ruth Chris, okay? Yeah, sometimes you need a little added extra.
But even if you go to Ruth Chris,
I don't put anything on my steak.
There are people who steak sauce.
No, that's a violation.
Complete and total violation.
Yeah, total violation.
That's a complete and total violation.
Well, I'll tell you what, this came in, and this is a sneaky one that you would never even think of, Rizzo, but you know what? It's a quality move. The Wendy's chili sauce. They give you the chili.
That's a Bajagaloop.
It is.
That's a big Bajagaloop kind of pick. But go ahead. What is it?
You get the chili, okay, and then they give you that sauce packet to add a little extra. If you ask for a few of those, I got to tell you, yep.
So you're saying it's like that little extra heat?
Yes, that's it. You can use it on things. So yeah, somebody said it slaps.
Okay? It slaps.
It slaps. Yeah.
So the Wendy's chili sauce slaps.
Slaps. That's right. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Well, BRB, yeet, and I believe Riz is now a term.
Is it?
So that'd be slapping.
Okay.
All right.
We sound very awkward and Caucasian. Can we stop?
Text a message to Rizzo and Jeff now on the 105.9 The Mountain text line. It's time for the JNN, the Jeff News Network, with all the news, important information, and local things that you want to know. It won't be here, but hey, they try, so here's the JNN on 105.9 The Mountain now.
So, they're saying that Kevin Costner is basically going through a late life crisis at about 70 years old, and he's getting what people are calling a full redo to look younger after his divorce, okay?
It looks like a goldfish.
Well, that's possibly the case. So, what they noticed about Kevin Costner is that we got some bleach blonde locks going on, a thicker hairline. They noticed as well when he stepped out to debut the first film in his 4-part Western, what is it called? Horizon, an American Saga at the film festival.
Okay.
He supposedly fusses over his hair nonstop. He's now getting weaves. So he gets a weave done.
He gets a weave.
He gets a weave.
That's good.
Kevin Costner, as well, is also dabbling in other beauty treatments like Botox and spray tans.
Okay.
They say he used to be what they call a wash and go guy.
A rugged man.
Just a wash and go. Just rinse. Just give me the Irish Spring and I'm out of there. But now he spends hours getting ready, obsessing over how he looks. So they say, his friends say he's looking like a scarecrow.
Okay, first off, he looks like a goldfish had a baby with, Tina Yothers.
Yeah.
All right? I can't describe him any other way. I first off, what are you quaffing?
Well,
a weave?
Isn't he dating?
His lips are like humongous.
Isn't he? He's got Kardashian lips. Isn't he dating singer Jewel? So he's dating Jewel.
Rumor would have it, but I got to tell you, there's not a woman around who's going to stick around for a guy who takes longer than them to get ready. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Well, this is a $110 million self-funded movie that he's done. And it's forecast to make just $12 million on the opening weekend.
Here's the thing. All right, Kevin was much like a lot of things, like Dane Cook. We talked about that earlier. A moment in time. Kevin Costner was Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner was, the baseball movie guy. Then Waterworld came out. Then he tried to be a postman. Then he tried to get real dramatic and I remember, I'll never forget this. It was my first job. I was doing a morning show in New York, and they said, you will never get an interview with Kevin Costner. And I said, oh, yeah? I said, okay. So I sat there all day to get an interview with Kevin Costner, and he was, at the time, the most rugged.
Right.
Like gruff, rough, tough. The ladies loved him. He was a man's man. Now, granted, this was 2011, but still, I mean, he was in his 50s. He was rugged. Now he's just he looks like Barbie.
No, he doesn't. Now he just needs to just get the last name change and call it a day. Kevin Jenner.
K-Jen? Jenny?
All right, hang out in Malibu.
105.9 The Mountain and Rizzo and Jeff hate paying for stuff, don't you? Everything is a subscription this or fee that. Heck, they even have kitchen fees now. Just a friendly reminder that your local neighborhood radio station is always free. We tried to sell the Rizzo and Jeff show. Nobody bought it, so they're free too. Always local.
I'm going to keep on loving you because it's the only thing I know how to do. Well, if you have $100, that is. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. Jeff, tell me about the $100 pro fee.
Yeah, this is a $100 prophylactic, for, sweet love-making times. Skin, which is a popular non-latex brand of that. is now offering what they call a pack of luxury condoms that essentially guarantees that you're going to have a really, really good time for an eye-opening $100.
I better be singing in the rain for $100.
Well, they're marketed as the world's thinnest, okay? Synthetic rubber meant to, provide that what it feels like, that doesn't feel like you have it on. Typically, condoms cost, less than like a dollar, basically a piece to make in a sense. But I guess these are the ones that, seem to be catching fire, and a lot of people are making the purchase. So they seem to be flying off the shelves. They're free from allergens. All sensitivities.
Yeah,
and none of that. The smell of the latex, any of that. So these could be the ones. So if you have it's that special date, that things are going to happen. But I think you get 10 of them in the box for $100. So that's not awful. $10 a pop, right?
Once upon a time, Jeff and I had a radio show in a place I like to refer to as the seventh layer of hell. And at that radio show, there was a product.
By the way, they sold out within 24 hours.
Called Blue Chew.
Yeah, the Blue Chew. I know.
Now, Blue Chew, if you used our promo code Rizzo and Jeff, you'll be able to get yourself copious amounts of Blue Chew. 17 Blue Chews for just $10. Now, my question is, $10 on a wrapper or $10 for 17 ROMs? And I got to tell you, whether it's Hims or Blue Chew, we got to partner with somebody, because I have to tell you, we had them sell them like hotcakes. We did the greatest endorsement of that product I've ever seen. We had so much fun with it. As a matter of fact, it became part of the show. People would call in and they would go promo code Blue Chew. And it was just it was a lot of fun. So I just don't see the necessity, if you're in a long-term relationship, you're married, you're with somebody, that you trust after many, many years, why you would need to spend this much money. How much is it going to increase your pleasure, her pleasure?
Well, look,
I'm not in on the Profi that's 10 Fozzies.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
They sold out. Okay, and look, we're hip.
Who they sell them to?
It doesn't matter. We're hip to the love-making game.
We know love-making.
We know Blue Chew. We know it all. Yeah, I mean, we're hip to it. We got it all down, baby. You need to
know about love.
You get a little uncomfortable. You need to have a quiet convo with somebody. You give us a ring.
828-240-1059. We're right here talking love all day. We'll give you advice all day. The pleasure machines are here.
All right, we blue and we chew.
Woohoo!
No sleep till the Rizzo and Jeff Show. One is older and wiser. The other's life fell to pieces, and his fiance is out of glue. Yeah, you get what you get. Here's to hoping we made the right decision. Weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m. on 105.9 The Mountain.
Things that didn't make the show. Pretty much everything that Jeff and I plan, but such is the case. We get off on tangents, have listener court, have a lot of fun. So, you know what? That's okay. That being said, though, we got to get you the information, because I think this is ridiculous, and I really wanted to talk about this.
Let's get that info.
Oh, thank you.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question and just get your opinion before I tell you the story. Is a wedding a special day?
Sure.
Okay.
Depends, but.
Is a funeral a special day? Yes or no? Why or why not?
I don't find them to be very special. I feel like I've been to too many. So to me, there's really nothing that's very special about it. Who the heck wants to say goodbye? I don't. I didn't like any funeral I've been to, from my grandmother's to my dad's. There was no special moment about it. I didn't look forward to it. I get it, but no. To me, no. That's
well, again, the reason I ask is because this woman is really getting lambasted for wearing her wedding dress to her sister's funeral. They're saying they upstaged her, okay, on her special day, meaning the sister who unfortunately passed away. Now, my grandmother just died. I just buried her. I love her. I miss her dearly. I'm just like you love and miss your dad. I'm sure that you wouldn't say that was your dad's special day, much like I wouldn't say that, my grandmom's funeral was Irene's special day.
No.
So is that upstaging? I mean, is a little tacky. Maybe the reason that she did wear it was because, obviously, I guess her sister passed before she could see her wedding. But it's like,
what are you upstaging?
Well, I guess that's my question. What are you upstaging, right?
There's nothing to upstage. What is she going to be? What is she going to do?
Well, they're saying they upstaged the sister, and they're saying they upstaged the dead girl's special day. But it's like, what's special about this day for this girl?
What is she going to do? Instagram about it? Come on.
Right.
Let's
Pinterest.
Look at real. Right. None of that's happening. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I stand with the sister. I thought it was a good idea.
Okay. If she walked in a bikini...
Well,
all right, then we're at a different scenario here, all right? One piece, okay. You come in a bikini, we got a problem, all right?
Bikini problem?
Yeah.
Got it, all right. Touche.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
The tallest skyscraper in the United States.
It's crazy, by the way.
Now approved, but here's the catch. It has been approved for... whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Unlimited height.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Well,
how tall? 2,000? 1,907? The tallest skyscraper in the country is going to be in Oklahoma City. But they're going to say, you know what? To heck with it. Build it as tall as you want. I don't really care.
That's good.
Yeah, let it tumble.
All that's going to be fine until a plane flies into it. And then what? Then what?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Then you have nothing left to say.
How tall can a building be? I mean, like the Burj Khalifa, like that was the tallest building. I think it still is the tallest building in the world. It's like a half a mile. Like how what's the point of this? You know what I mean?
There's no point. It's just for somebody with a lot of money trying to, see how high they could get it. But look, I got news for you. Something bad. When that thing tumbles over, don't come calling me. Okay.
When there's a tumbling, don't come over to Jeff's a rumbling.
That's it. I ain't helping. It's your fault.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Jeff, have you ever heard of a prenup?
Sure.
Have you heard of a pre-pup?
I have not.
Well, let me tell you about a pre-pup. A pre-pup is sort of like a prenup, except, of course, you have no, delusions of grandeur. A lot of times relationships don't work out. So what you do instead is you say, hey, listen, I'm here, and if we break up, the unfortunate happens, whatever the case may be, listen, we need to have an agreement about our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about it. I actually kind of like it. I think it's brilliant.
Okay, well, let me make this very loud and clear.
Okay.
I don't need to sign any piece of paper.
Oh, no?
Because my dog is coming with me in any scenario.
But if you share a dog with somebody for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, then what?
Okay.
You didn't sign a pre-pup, a.k.a. prenuptial for puptuals. So I gotta say, I stand on the side of you. If you don't have a pre-pup,
well, let me tell you, good luck to you, because it won't be the dog that comes up missing. Okay.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Also, quickly, PBR. It's turning 180 years old. Now, how do you celebrate that? $1.80 beers, 18 packs for $1 or 12 packs for $1, whatever. They are selling a 180 pack of beer for their 180th birthday. Now, these are 12-ounce cans. That's a lot of beer. That's a lot of beer. I mean, that's a lot of beer.
That's 180 beers. That's 180 headaches. That's 180 hangovers. That's 180 times with your head over the commode. Okay, PBR's that. PBR is what you were able to do in college and get away with it. PBR is what puts you down like a bag of rocks these days. Okay, don't give it a shot.
You know what's funny?
That's like Jaeger.
Ooh, I can't even talk about Jägermeister. No. Anyone who's like 45 or under understands the pain of Jägermeister. But I will say this. PBR reminds me a lot of Roseanne, the Lanford lunchbox. This is going to go over well in like places like Indiana.
Yeah.
I feel like people who are, I don't know, Indiana folk. Those kinfolk.
Okay.
I think they're going to really enjoy that.
They're going to be the ones, huh?
They haven't told us a price point yet. I mean, what's a 30-pack of PBR? $12?
Yeah, probably that. So,
right,
just do the math.
So 3 goes into 18 8 times. I mean, you're looking at $90.
Yeah, they probably got to come down.
This is going to be expensive.
They got to come down. They got to give you a deal on it. $75.
I mean, if you think about it, though, $1 a PBR for like at a bar, which is unheard of nowadays, that's $180 for a case.
Yeah, they got to cut some kind of deal on it. So there's going to be a lot of hungover, sick, drunk people this summer. Good luck.
Happy birthday, PBR. How's that?
Yeah, not celebrating with you anymore.
Whether you think your prime was the 70s, 80s, or the 90s, at least you had one. The Rizzo and Jeff Show is still waiting for theirs, and the time's flying by. The Rizzo and Jeff Show.